Hi, and welcome to my Facebook Live. I am Denise Noyer-Erez. I'm the Fertility Godmother. So I'm excited to bring you tea with the Fertility Godmother this morning, where we're going to talk about getting pregnant with PCOS. So I am a fertility acupuncturist, and I have a clinic in Westlake Village, California, where we help women and couples get their bodies ready, find underlying imbalances, correct them, and get you ready to have a baby. So I'm excited to share with you some great information. As you join us, if you join us live, please give me a shout out. Let me know who you are and where you're from. I'd love to know that. And I really want to use this platform as a way to answer any of your questions and just give you some valuable information. So if you feel like it, please ask me some questions. I would love to be able to answer them for you. All right. So there's a lot of women that have PCOS. Some are diagnosed incorrectly, and then there's a lot of women who haven't been diagnosed yet. So PCOS presents with irregular menstrual cycles, so they're very unpredictable, and they can be long, from over 30 days to several months. Without having a menstrual cycle. Hey, Jonathan, good to see you. You're up in, and they can go from several months to not having a menstrual cycle. You can also have, some people are overweight, and some people have hair and a lot of acne on their chin or on their bodies. It can look like dark circles under the armpits, and one of the biggest things or concerns about PCOS is what's called insulin resistance. So women who have PCOS are predisposed to diabetes and gestational diabetes when you do get pregnant, and then also cardiovascular disease. So those are all things that you really need to be mindful of. And so, food and diet are huge, and not only impacting your fertility, but your overall health. So what needs to happen first is, in order for you to get pregnant, is your period needs to become regular. So there's several different ways to do that. You can do that through medications, and you can also do that through herbs and through acupuncture. We've even been able to do it with herbs for the people that we work far away from, can't get into our clinic. And sometimes we work with other acupuncturists as well, if that's something that you're interested in. But food is going to be the biggest thing. So if you tend to be overweight, if you're a PCOS that's overweight person, then you just losing 10, 15 pounds can really make a big difference. And then the other things that you want to make sure you're doing are eating healthy food. So watching the sugars, that's going to be the biggest culprit. And that includes white flour, anything white, the pastas, the rice, white rice. You want to eliminate that, especially gluten. There's a lot of studies that show the impact of gluten impacting the endocrine system, which is going to affect you directly if you have PCOS. So when you start to lose weight and when you start to eat really healthy, having more of a high fiber diet, really getting some good fats and even good saturated fat. So the fats that are bad are the ones when you're frying your food, or like canola oil is not good. But if you get some really healthy saturated fats, such as coconut oil or avocados are really good for helping with hormone regulation. It takes some time, but it can really benefit you, not only for your overall health, but getting pregnant, whether you're trying to conceive naturally or even if you're going to go do an IUI cycle. In my opinion, you don't necessarily need to do IVF unless there's some other issues going on. But we see a lot of women who can get pregnant naturally in our clinic and who just need to do an insemination. So it's really important that if you do have PCOS, that you use a reproductive endocrinologist if you want to do an insemination with medications, because they're going to monitor you and make sure that everything is going right. One of the complications of using medications is that you're going to produce way too many follicles, and you can increase your chances of multiples. So if that's the situation, you wouldn't want to do an insemination that month. But we've seen women who can regulate their menstrual cycles in anywhere between 4 to 6 months. We can usually help them get their menstrual cycles back on track or on track. One of the things we see a lot is when women are younger and their cycles are really heavy or they're irregular, the first thing a lot of doctors do is put them on birth control. And we don't really know the situation at that point of if it's irregular because of the PCOS. And so that would actually be a really great time, instead of just going on the birth control pill. If there's anybody out there that's watching this who has, college students or teenagers who are struggling with heavy periods or irregular periods, birth control is an option, but you want to make sure you want to get to why is that happening, so that you know for future how you can regulate your health and your fertility when you get older. Some of the things I wanted to talk to you about, I don't want to forget. Let's see. So we talked about removing sugar, which is one of my biggest things, making sure you're eating healthy, having high fiber, because fiber helps not only with your heart health, which is something that you want to be mindful of, but also helps with all hormones in balance. Sometimes a lot of times actually doing a cleanse, if you're one of those people who are eating a lot of those junk foods, really helps launch you into healthy habits and get you back on track. But it also helps pull out all the hormones, all the excess hormones in your body to help get your body regulated. So you want to do everything you can so that your body can regulate itself, because what happens is insulin, which is a hormone, and it helps your body balance sugars. Sorry. Hold on. I hit the wrong button. It helps your body balance sugars, and if you are insulin resistant, then your cells can't get the nutrition into the cells that it needs. So your body has to produce more insulin, and then that causes a whole cascade of hormone imbalance and inflammation and a whole load of problems. So if you can just correct that, you're going to be making a huge difference for your overall health and for your fertility. So I'd love to answer some more questions. If you have any and you're not on this line, please share our Facebook Live post, because this information can help a lot of women. And you can still go ahead and post. We would love to answer any of your questions and help you if you have PCOS, if you have irregular periods and you're not sure you have PCOS yet. So we can help guide you with some steps that you can take to improve your chances of getting pregnant without having to go down the medicated road, if that's something that you want to avoid if you can. So make it a great day. Here's to your fertility. Oh, I have a question here. Can you manage PCOS naturally? Yes, you absolutely can. So some of the things I was sharing is to manage your PCOS naturally would be, watching the sugars and having more fibers. Some other things are just stress. Stress has a huge impact on the hormone system and imbalances. So everybody has a ton of stress. We're doing so many things these days, but if you can just manage to do a few things that maybe don't take a lot of time, that make you feel overwhelmed because now you have to do something else, but just incorporate like 10 minutes of breathing exercise or meditation, or doing something that's fun, that helps you decompress, even if it's just taking away all electronics for an hour or a day would be awesome. That would be really great. Once we've seen the patients in our clinic get their cycles regular, they usually are regular for for a long time, for years, because I don't see that people come back, and we keep in touch with our patients. We have great relationships, so we always are communicating. And once the periods get regular, they stay consistent if you manage it yourself as well by eating healthy and making sure. And exercise is also important as well. Okay, so how much exercise is always the question. Sometimes you don't have to do a ton of exercise, but if you need to get moving. You need to get moving, get some circulation going. It's going to help relieve stress. It's going to help balance your hormones. If you're overweight, it's going to help you lose weight. So, and all those things are really key. Also, cardiovascular health for long term. It's a big one. But if you happen to be one of the thinner people who have PCOS, then you don't want to over-exercise, but you still want to exercise. Exercise is just being healthy, especially with all the sitting that we do these days. Most people, anyways, do a lot of sitting. So there you have it. So again, diet, which means, watching the sugars, higher in fiber, healthy fats, healthy good fats, watching the exercise, and managing your stress. All right, you guys, make it a great day. We'll see you next week. We're going to be talking about endometriosis as we're getting ready for endometriosis month coming up in March. So if you know anybody who is struggling with that, please recommend that they come and watch our Facebook Live so I can answer their questions and give them some great information. And make sure to like this if you find this information valuable, and please share it because this is really going to be helpful to people who have PCOS. All right, thank you. Take care. See you next week.